Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my class. I'm Zhang Zhaoxia from Hangzhou Dianzi University. You can call me Zhang 老师. Zhang is my family name and 老师 means teacher. Today, I'm going to tell you something about Chinese clothing culture. Let's start the class with Mencius, a famous Confucian philosopher in China. Mencius ever said, 人之所以异于禽兽者几希. It means that there are just a few things that distinguish humans from animals. Clothing is one of these precious things which make people civilized. What's more, people from different countries have different opinions and habits about clothes. As a result, various clothing cultures are thus developed. In some sense, we can regard clothes of people from a specific country as their particular cultural symbols. For example, when we look at this picture, we know these people are from Japan and these are from Korea. Then, how do Chinese people dress? Before you came to China, you must think that Chinese people may dress like this in traditional Chinese costume, or like this, or like the couple in this picture, they are in qipao and tonsuit. Or even some students have asked me whether all Chinese people can practice martial arts, and they believed that Chinese people dressed like this in their daily life.
敬礼，礼，走。Okay.
However, when you actually come to China, you may find that Chinese people wear the same clothes just as the clothes people wear in your own country. Look at these pictures. These people are from Shanghai. And this photo is taken in Hangzhou, the subway station. And this photo of a family was taken last week just outside our university. And this one shows us some college students visiting a museum on campus in the university. How does this happen? I mean, what causes this gap between what you thought about Chinese people's clothes and what Chinese people actually wear? In this lecture, we'll discuss Chinese clothing culture from two perspectives. First, features of modern Chinese clothing. Second, the basics of traditional Chinese clothing. Well, in the first part, features of modern Chinese clothing will be explained by four groups of keywords, namely modern and fashionable, free and personal, diverse, and traditional. Firstly, clothes of Chinese people are modern and fashionable. China has been developing rapidly for the latest several decades. The rapid economic development and frequent cross-cultural communication leave obvious impact on people's lifestyle, including the clothes. Resulting from this, most Chinese people enjoy the modern and fashionable clothes, especially the young. many young people have keen interest in the fashion show, both in China and other countries, to update their taste and style in dressing. Now, look at these modern and fashionable people. Both of these two pretty ladies are from Hangzhou. They are also teachers. And this photo is taken in Beijing. And these two pictures show us people from Shanghai. These people are from Hangzhou too. The photos are taken near the West Lake. So, as we can see, modern and fashionable are obvious features of Chinese clothing. The second feature, free and personal. For Chinese people, clothes are viewed as self-expression and thus can reflect people's self-concept and sense of beauty. Therefore, people dress differently at different occasions. When they go to workplace, they dress formally. When they go to the playground to do sports, they dress like an athlete. Look at them. They are doing sports too. When Chinese people practice traditional sports like Tai Chi, they prefer to wear very special traditional Chinese costume. What's she doing? She's in the supermarket. So she wears some comfortable clothes, such as loose sweaters and jeans. When we say dress is a sort of self-expression, we mean that we are what we wear in the eyes of others. From clothes, we may roughly guess people's social and educational background, occupations, hobbies, personalities, and so on. For example, look at these two girls. Just from the color of their dress, we may think that the first one is quiet, while the second is more outgoing. Same thing happens here. From their clothes, it's very likely for us to decide that when they have spare time, the first young girl prefer to enjoy the natural scenes in the park, while the second girl may like doing sports more. The third feature of modern Chinese clothes is diverse. Diversity of clothes reflects the openness and tolerance of Chinese society. In China, you can find people dressed differently, not only for different occasions, different ages, different ethnic groups, but also just because they are from different countries. Okay, when people take part in the official conference, they dress formally to show that they take it very serious. As the English proverb says, people dress for the job they want. Many Chinese people also tend to dress very formally when they go to work to make them more professional. However, when they go to the park on weekends, they dress in bright colored clothes or in this traditional Chinese costume. When they go to parties, what they wear look very familiar to you, am I right? Okay, look at these pictures. They are showing the dress for people at different ages. The children, the elderly, and this one, the baby. What's this? In China, we can see people from different countries in the street, and these people wear their own clothes. Based on the above, we can see that diversity is another feature of modern Chinese clothes. The last feature of modern Chinese clothing is traditional factor. And it is the traditional factor that makes Chinese clothes very special in the world. Actually, traditional Chinese factors can be found in almost everywhere, from the most formal situations, like the international conference, to everyday life of ordinary people. The first, international conference. For example, Miss Atticus dressed in traditional Chinese costume in the international conference held in China, such as World Internet Conference. Second, ceremony at provincial level. Emperor Huangdi is believed to be the legendary ancestor of Chinese nation.
5000多年前的古中国，也正经历着中华文明开创的传奇时代。据说，一个叫皇帝的伟大英雄，启示了世界东方这片土地上众多的伟大创造。他在史前的2次大战之后，组成了一个庞大的部落联盟。这个部落联盟形成了中国的雏形。今天，地球上逾1/5的人把皇帝奉为共同的祖先，称他为人文初祖。真是现今已知年代最久远的皇帝形象，出现在东汉时期。在这些画像砖出现之前，有一个人试图用文字真实地描摹皇帝，他就是中国2000年前著名的历史学家司马迁。司马迁这样解释皇帝的称呼：他做天子，有土这种属性的祥瑞征兆，土色黄，所以号称皇帝。
Thus, grand memorials are held to pay tribute to him every year in China.
《据黄帝族坐月祀云的记载，演绎一段4天祭祖的云舞，时而象征祥云降瑞，时而象征化春风雨，润物无声地滋润华夏大地。
When people take part in these memorials, they always put on traditional Chinese clothes. This is an official memorial ceremony, and it's held by the provincial government. Third, folk customs. This picture shows us a scene where paying tribute to Emperor Huangdi is regarded as a folk custom activity. Thus, this ceremony is held by the local people spontaneously. What are these people doing? Can you guess? Yes, they are paying tribute to Confucius. You must know Confucius, right? For thousands of years, When Chinese people hold various memorial ceremonies for Confucius, they always wear traditional Chinese clothes. One day, if you get a chance to come to Hangzhou, you can go to the Confucius Temple to experience the ceremony and clothes yourself.
今天是我们杭州孔庙为了纪念同治战争2572周年，在目前杭州提倡宋韵文化、打造宋韵文化这个前提下，我们今年把孔庙在过去的基础上做了几个特色。一个是我们把传承孔子文化做一个重点，同时杭州的孔庙也是在宋代以后作为太学机构，府学升到太学。所以杭州在南宋的时候，孔庙有特殊的地位，所以我们杭州现在祭孔是基本恢复了宋代的礼仪来祭孔，所以我们杭州孔庙的祭孔一个是宋韵文化的特色，目的就是传达我们杭州的这个文化，传达宋韵的文化。
Besides these special activities, ordinary Chinese people also show increasing interest in the clothes with the traditional factors in their daily life. For example, on wedding ceremony, or on some other important festivals such as spring festivals, or on the most important festivals of their own particular ethnic groups.
伴随着隆隆的鼓声，98.8米的木龙舟开启了在贵州省狮顶县五羊河上的游江活动。在这条木龙舟的引领下，30多支龙舟队及独木龙舟沿着河水巡游。
Look at this picture and try to guess for whom these costumes are. Well, you are very clever. Now you can hear an old story about Chinese clothing tradition. These two clothes are named 100 family costume, and they are for the newborn babies. You can see that they are composed of many patches of cloth. In China, when the baby was born, the parents will go to the neighborhood door by door to ask for a patch of cloth to make a costume for the baby. It's believed that each patch stands for the blessing from a family. Thus, the baby in this 100 family costume is blessed, and she or he can enjoy a healthy and happy life.
宝宝就比预产期早生了1个月，姥姥就挺担心孩子的。然后我们这边有个说法，就是吃百家饭、穿百家衣、盖百家被，这样成长的孩子就比较健康。所以姥姥就做了这一床百家被，是姥姥亲手做的，然后用了半个月左右吧。平时就白天的话，需要忙其他的事情，就只能晚上来做一做。 姥姥不在我们身边，在外地，我们每天都会给姥姥开一个视频。一天不开视频的话，姥姥也都挺想外孙女的。
Another noticeable phenomenon concerning traditional Chinese factor of modern Chinese clothing culture is the renewed popularity of Hanfu. Hanfu is also called Han costume. refers to the traditional clothes of Chinese people. Its current popularity among the young people implies that the beauty and value of Chinese traditional culture are increasingly valued and respected. There are many situations in which people dress in hanfu, such as the festivals and holidays, special ceremonies, or in some other theme activities. This picture shows a family unity during the Spring Festival. All family members dress in hanfu, and they are making 饺子. Spring Festival is the most important festival for Chinese people, and 饺子 is the typical food at the time. People dress in hanfu here to enjoy their happy life and show their respect to traditional culture. This picture was taken on the day of Flower Festival, which is considered as the birthday of flower goddess. During the early spring, sunny days, many children and adults dress in hanfu to go to the park to celebrate the birthday of flower goddess and to enjoy the spring. In this picture, people in hanfu are carrying on the ceremony of coming of age. This ceremony means that the young men have grown up and they began to take on the social and national responsibility. It's a very old ceremony in China for thousands of years, and people usually wear hanfu to show that they take it very serious about the ceremony. Hanfu are also popular when people hold special activities concerning the theme of traditional culture. For example, these two persons, they are my friends. When they play Chinese traditional musical instrument 古琴 together, they always wear hanfu to create a special atmosphere. Sometimes, especially young people with great interest in hanfu will gather together to hold a hanfu fashion show.
很激动，他昨天晚上都没有睡着的之类的，他今天早上很早就爬起来了。现在看这么多人，是感到非常的欣慰。
我喜欢好多漂亮小姐姐和帅气小哥哥，他们比较喜欢那种帅气的，好玩了。
小猪哥，我跟你合个影好吗？
很荣幸参加这一次的花刀节，然后有几千个人巡游在古色古香的街道上面，有一种时空穿越的感觉，然后仿佛回到了古代的汉唐盛世。我参加这次活动，因为是对汉服的喜欢，然后也是有一种宣扬汉文化。
Or nowadays, we can even find some people in hanfu in the supermarket, the parks, or even at the workplace. In other words, based on this part, we can see that in modern society, though most Chinese people put on the similar clothes just like people wear everywhere else in the world, there is an obvious phenomenon that traditional Chinese factors are increasingly valued and respected. So, why do traditional factors appeal to Chinese people so much? We will find the answer together in the next period. Now let's have a very short break. See you.